When it first hit the streets in 2005, with those boxy, masculine looks, the Range Rover Sport set the trend for fast, sporty, muscular-looking SUVs. Land Rover has gone for a more minimalist, Velar-inspired styling with the 2023 model, both externally and internally. Here are some of the features that you don't quite get to see on the surface. Safety is high on a Range Rover buyer's list. Apart from all the normal safety-related bells and whistles which are prevalent on most cars today, this SUV has a few more tricks up its sleeve. Such as the rear collision monitor, a radar system that's built into the rear of the car that can detect a potential collision. Basically, if the driver behind fails to slow down, it sounds an alarm and turns the hazard lights on, then it primes the cabin for impact. Another cool feature that's been around for some time, but is nevertheless very useful, is traffic sign recognition. Especially for those of us with a heavy right foot. The Sport has a front-facing camera in the rearview mirror, which detects all sorts of different road signs and sends warning information to the driver via the instrument panel. Very useful if you're trying to save money on speeding tickets. When you're shelling out close to 100 big ones on a Range Rover Sport, you don't really want to spend more money on a 4x4 driving course to learn the complexities of off-road driving. You just want to get in and drive it to places, wherever the mood takes you. Land Rover's terrain response system, in automatic mode, does just that. It'll analyze the terrain you're on and adjust the car's gearbox, speed, braking, and suspension to suit your location. It'll even drive down a hill while you take a nap in the driver's seat if you wanted to. Not that we recommend that, but you get the point, right? Ride quality is something that Land Rover prides itself on. They've been making off-road vehicles for decades, and they certainly know how to set up suspension systems. This new SUV inherits Land Rover's MLA Flex architecture. Not only is the chassis designed to be more forgiving on the road, but it is tough enough to be rigid off the beaten path. The dynamic air suspension automatically stiffens or loosens the suspension. It works in partnership with what Land Rover calls Dynamic Response Pro, which prevents the car from leaning too far and rolling. Active Dynamics hooks into these too. This monitors all the different mechanical parts 500 times per second and makes the necessary adjustments to control body movement. Range Rovers are famous for their commanding driving seat positions. What's not to like about sitting high up? Above other car drivers, royal families, and 6Ps absolutely love it. When you select a Range Rover, you expect great visibility and acres of glass from which you can enjoy the panoramic mountain views as you make your way on the school run each morning. If you live in a location that suffers from bad weather, it's nice to have a vehicle that can negotiate through a torrential downpour or major snowstorm. So the Range Rover Sport's all-wheel drive, coupled with its intelligent driveline dynamics, is there to help you get out of a sticky situation. These systems work in tandem to determine how much power each wheel needs, and they're programmed to quickly react if they sense that the vehicle is losing traction. With an epic sound system on board that might not be out of place in a nightclub, active noise cancellation is a godsend. We don't want the sound of Barry Manilow singing "I Made It Through the Rain" spoiled by road noise. We want the sound from the 29-speaker Meridian sound system to be perfect. Land Rover used sensors on each wheel to monitor the vibrations from the road surface and calculate the opposite phase sound wave needed to remove the noise heard by the occupants. By monitoring in real time, unexpected noises from potholes or rough surfaces can be isolated and removed. So if your Range Rover Sport has been sitting on the drive for some time and the temperature outside is freezing, you don't want to step out from a nice warm house into a cold ice block of a car, do you? Or on the flip side, if it's boiling hot weather and the car has been basking in the sunshine for some time, you don't want to step out of that air-conditioned restaurant and get into a sauna. To avoid both of these awful incidences, Land Rover provides a useful feature called Remote Park Heat, which can magically alter the temperature in the car remotely from either an app on your smartphone or a preset via the touchscreen. Like most Range Rovers, the Sport is probably a little over-engineered for everyday use, but that's part of the charm of owning one.